weird, Jin.
Oh wait, give me a second. I
Bro,
gotta put my phone on charge.
Jin, check your
Wait, who's
PayPal.
going first? So Manny's going first on our side. Who's going first?
Spooky.
Spooky? All right.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
He said you're going first.
Whoa,
Pookie,
rewind. I can't
pookie.
go first. It's your argument. You gotta go first.
Okay, I'll go first then. I thought you wanted to debate Manny. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would like
I wanna,
that, but
I
if
wanna,
Manny's going,
like, I
if
wanna.
Manny's
If I'm
going
going
first,
first,
I
I'm
think
giving the first argument.
Wait, who wants to present their argument first?
Me. If I'm going first, I'm presenting first.
Did you say
Yep.
that? Oh, I can't interchange Manny and fucking Spooky.
Wait. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's good.
No, they sound the same. It's so
Wait.
fucking annoying.
I'm okay with them going. I'm okay with me and Manny going first. If Manny presented his argument, okay. So let me and Manny go first. I'm cool with that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, so we're starting.
Yeah. We're on you.
Yeah. So, like I said, or like we laid out before, our position is just that our character wins by virtue of being stronger than your character. There's just a data book statement stating that Jozu is unparalleled in terms of attack power and agility. Do you have any contentions?
Unparalleled when it comes to attack power and agility. What does attack power mean?
Attack power is like how high you can output your abilities. For example, if I punch a wall, right, and you understand joules is just a force, like a metric for how we understand and measure energy. Let's say my punch has 100 joules behind it, and another person's punch has 10,000 joules behind it. Obviously, they'll have a higher attack power than mine. So it's just the same way in this case. My character can just attack with a higher output than anyone else in the series.
I have another question about this. Actually, this is still in this statement. All right. So let's say, like he is like quote unquote like unparalleled in attack power and fucking agility. Like I don't think that would automatically mean he wins the fight. You know.
I'm confused. So my position was just that my character wins this fight by virtue of them being stronger than your character. There was no disagreement on that being a metric to win. So if you grant...
Wait, I have a question, but like, is attack power and agility only things that matter in a fight?
I never said that was. I think these are just extremely essential, though, right? So
I mean, they
comes to two characters fighting against each other. Whoever can, for example, like in any sports combat, whoever can hit the hardest obviously would do more damage to the other party, and who's ever quicker can get off more shots before the other person can react. So obviously there'd be a disparity in terms of combat ability, giving one person the edge.
All right, but I mean, I get that, but again, like, if there's other things in a fight, simply put, that would just mean that if I could prove that, you know, there's other things that would matter, the fight wouldn't go that way.
Well, I'm confused on what do you mean by other things that matter? Like what do you mean by that?
I mean, like, are you familiar with the world's strongest creature statement?
What is that going to entail if it's not? I'm confused.
I mean, the thing is, what it's going to entail is like we see like the unparalleled statement. The reason I have a little bit of problem with that. One, with the statement even one being true, or two, the statement mattering because the world's strongest creature statement, Kaido, and stated being the world's strongest creature, and world's strongest creature in this instance, in this example, it states who will win in a one-on-one fight. I can get you that if you need it. I doubt you would though.
I mean, you can show me, but I'm just confused on why that's relevant. So my statement just sets a precedent saying that this is true in reality, right? So they're using the language literally there to add emphasis on the truth value of the statement. So I don't understand why I should take your statement being his world's strongest creature.
Well, the thing is about mine, like, where does yours state that?
Future Oshi, I do not know. This is one of the what's his faces. I don't know.
Data book Deep Blue.
Would you the data book about the manga? I don't think you would.
Well, that's okay. That's not really like a good question though, because I'm not saying that one has precedence over like what's true over the other. I'm just saying in terms of what you can pull from each, one can have more correspondence to the series than the other. That's completely fine. You can have something directly in the manga that gets contradicted by something in the data book. I don't understand why, if they're both canon, we'd hold one to a higher standard than the other if they can both convey truth.
I'm just saying. So they're both on the same footing. That means that there's a contradiction right here. So I can't really have that statement, put around the same. Can't really you could say that the world's strongest creature statement, then you could say the unparalleled strength statement. They're at the same level. We don't really know which one to put over it. So I'm just curious on why we would put Jozu over.
Yeah,
No,
so yeah, with the emphasis I talked about with the usage of literally there. What I'm saying is you said that you still amended. So that means you build up the argument to pose a contradiction. You have another opposing statement. I can grant that if it was just my character's unparalleled and it was just your character's the world's strongest creature, we'd have equal footing. But I'm saying they add the usage of literally there to add emphasis on the truth value statement.
I mean, the thing is,
So you don't have that.
the thing is, literally doesn't matter here. The reason it doesn't matter is because I'm bringing something that without literally, with literally, is just going to be the same thing. Why
But
is this one put above the other?
Well, that's the same question, right? So it's, for example, I could use a statement from Mihawk and Shanks, like they're the strongest, or they have the strongest rivalry or whatever in both name and reality, right? So we have some statement just saying that, obviously in that statement it entails that you can still say that these two people are the strongest, whether or not that has any correspondence to the series is like additive in terms of the
Well, I
statement.
don't think that
It's
I
also
don't
the
think
in
so.
terms of the
Like
language literally
that
there.
could be completely like the strongest rival because I mean that they are the two strongest rivals. Does Kaido
That was,
really have a rival? I don't know. Is
well, that
Kaido's
wasn't
rival is Kaido's rival even that strong? Like we don't know.
no,
Like that's
that's the point of the analogy. You're hyperfixating upon the irrelevant part. What I'm saying is the usage of the language in order to convey an idea is the same here. So we have a statement that can obviously be true in reality, or it can just be true in terms of the statement. Or I mean, you could just say the statement and it not be true in terms of reality. But I'm saying in the statement of the Shanks and Mihawk thing, you have the in both name and reality. Therefore, you have it like you have a precedent that being that you can have statements that don't actually correspond to reality, but this one emphasizes the fact that it does correspond to reality. And I'm saying the same thing applies to this statement. And if it just said unparalleled strength, you can obviously put into question whether or not it corresponds to reality in the series. But I'm saying if it adds literally there, then we have a higher standing in terms of what should be taken true because the author's obviously trying to emphasize the truth value of this statement. In terms of your statement, I don't see why we should take this to the highest standard or relative to my character standard or my statement standard because you don't have that extra additive of emphasis on the statement.
all right.
Wait,
Well,
question.
actually,
How long has it been? Like, has it not been 5 minutes yet?
No, it's every 10 minutes you have to switch. Then
Oh.
after that, after the first switch, then every 5 minutes you guys can switch out if you guys want.
Oh, okay.
all right.
Go ahead.
Ugh. The reason that I think it is like in reality because when it's talked about, do you have any problem with the Ace novel?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do I accept it as canon? I mean, I'm not too sure, but I imagine it's canon, yeah.
Like when I sent it in scans when Ace novel was talking about like Kaido being the strongest, it's specifically talking about one-on-one fight. So it's brought up multiple times. It's said multiple times at the end of the one-on-one fight. I mean, I didn't get through the other scan. I think you're pretty
Well,
common with that.
fine. You can have a preponderance of false information, right? You still haven't said
I
why
don't
you're
see why it would be false. You're saying false. And I know you're going to bring up in name and in reality. Like the thing is, while yes, that does automatically prove that it is true. Like it's true. But I think that it could also, I think that way name and reality could be that could change it out of like just you need something to prove. Like the wording, if something is said multiple times, I think that just gives it. I think that gives it enough evidence.
Well, I'm not sure if that's true. For example, you can have like 7 different statements in the series conveying that Luffy's over Kaido, and then when we literally see them engage, we see that one person outperforms the other person, that being Kaido over Luffy. So you have a preponderance of false information that directly gets contradicted by something. And if you grant the fact that this can be true by virtue of the language,
I don't think it gets contradicted by anything.
If you grant that this is true by virtue of the language usage, then it doesn't matter how many times it's conveyed that Kaido's the strongest creature in a one-on-one in a group fight. It doesn't really matter. All I have to do is point out that there is a contradiction because my character stated to be the strongest. Like that contradiction, if that's true, then your character can't possibly be the strongest in terms of the current point of the series. And like you just said, you just granted it. So I think you already conceded.
Just granted what?
You granted what you said was you granted this is true, but then you granted that there's
no, wait. I granted the Shank stuff. on case of this, on case of the statement, the Jozu statement, I still have contentions with the statement itself. You know.
Well, there's confusion then, because that was supposed to be an argument from analogy, which is supposed to ascertain the truth value of my statement or my example via showing the other examples the same way, or the nature of the other examples the same way. So if you grant that in terms of name and reality, it has some correspondence to the series outside of just the statement, then literally also here, denotatively speaking, or by definition, it's just something that is exact or is directly true. So therefore, we have some precedent here to say that this also has correspondence to the series. So they're completely analogous, and if you grant one, you have to grant the other.
No, I think there's a difference because when it says like, I think there's a difference because I guess it's time to take the steel man back. When it says like the strongest rivalry, like where is that state? I'm pretty sure that's just said in the manga by like the narrator, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not too sure that's it. I don't think that's stated in the manga.
It's stated in a data book. It's stated.
It's
Yeah,
stated in the data book. Oh, then I disagree. I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean
know.
you disagree? So
that changes everything.
What changes? Because you already remember we already established that.
Yeah.
Listen. In terms of
whoa.
wait, I wasn't done. I wasn't done. You already granted, or we already established that in terms of canonicity, these two things are on equal playing field. And if you granted prior that this thing is true in respects to the statement, they're the strongest rivals in name and reality. When you find out where it's from, you just saying that you don't agree with it now. That's just backtracking baselessly after you already granted that these two things are both canon on the same level. So now you're gonna have to need an argument for why you don't accept this statement anymore and why the analogy wouldn't follow through. If not,
I'm going to. That's the whole thing. I think you just yapped a lot for no reason there. The reason I just don't know much about the data book. I just don't. I don't see why I would take that for anything.
Wait, so okay, that's wait, that's I think that's just ratting because not only did you
That's
were
ratting.
ever you wait before, I don't care if you have a preconceived notion
I don't know that's ratting.
When you granted the statement before.
Wait. Also, has it been 10 minutes? Because I think Jin said it has.
Oh, I rat. Chill out. I'm not ratting, man.
Well,
Has it been 10 minutes?
All right.
Okay, you got it.
Nani, get his ass.
I'm here now, right?
What in a dicky? Anyway.
So, I mean, rewind. I think your guy already conceded. Do you actually want to go on to the point whether or not the data books are credible, or do you accept that?
Nah, we can go on to the because I think the data books are credible, but I only think they're credible to a certain degree.
Well, your partners already agreed that they're both equally as canon to the source material and the data book.
What do you mean that? You mean the manga and the data book? Like he's agreed they're both.
Yeah, he agreed earlier that they were equally as canon to each other.
I don't know if he agreed to that. Like I didn't.
Well,
like
if we can presuppose that he agreed to that, then can we just go to conclusions?
I mean, no, because I don't think Spooky. Did you agree to that? Yeah.
I said I lagged out. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What I said about this statement, I simply said, let's say I still meant that. I said I still meant that, and then right before I brought up if the data books were canon, they were viable. I said I'll take back the Stillman. So that was my contention. I had a contention.
Okay, so
Stillman did, and I
wait, that's not true. That's not true. Oh my goodness.
That is quite literally
we
true.
can go back on that then.
Bro, he still man the literally point. He still meant that, and then I already clarified.
No, you brought the literally point after I said the word Stillman.
Oh, see, this is what we do. Okay, we can go back in the recording. Like this is like
we can go back on that. Then.
Like you can say I'm ratting all you want. That's one thing. I did say that.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my god.
And I also have an argument to why I will